Hi everybody. I want to go over week 7 instructions to make it a little clearer as to what you are to do. If you ever look at one of my videos, this is an important one to do so that you will not get confused. Okay, so the first thing that you need to do is just check my feedback on your paraphrasing assignment, just to make sure that you understand how to do that. You'll be applying that skill in future writing assignments. Next, you're going to read some information. You're going to read about the CRAP test, very important. And then there are pages here for information on 3 of our library databases, Credo, SIRS, and EBSCOhost. Please read those pages so you have an overview about each of those databases. All right, so what we're doing this week for a grade is to explore one of those databases. So you will need to choose one of them to use. That's why you want to review all 3 of them and pick the one you would most like to explore. What you'll do for the grade is basically fill out a document, a worksheet if you will, pertinent to that database. To find that worksheet, there is a link here to the database exploration assignment. So you'll first go there. It will explain the purpose and the rationale behind the assignment. It'll mention that you have 3 options. Remember, you're only choosing one of these. And then if you scroll down, you will see links to the worksheet for each of those databases. So you will need to pick one of them, either Credo, EBSCOhost, or SIRS. When you click on that link, you will then see your document and you should be able to fill that in. If there is some problem with technology and you can't type on it or can't fill it out as it is, you could put the same information on a separate document. Just label it very carefully so I know what questions you're answering. So for each of these database explorations, it is going to give you instructions to go into those databases and do various activities. And then you'll be responding in various ways as you do that exploration. So you want to basically follow the instructions and do what it says. There'll be screenshots to show you what you're to see and what you're to write down, and so forth. One thing I want to mention is that the article that we're working with in Unit 2 is the TED Talk on loneliness. And so when it says put a general search term related to the reading assigned by your instructor in the search bar, the general search term would be loneliness. Could be loneliness and social media, but basically those types of search terms. And then again, follow the instructions for what you're supposed to do. Eventually, in any of the worksheets, any of the databases, you are going to be asked to find an article based on your search terms. And depending on the database you're in, it may ask you to do that in one way or another. What I have found is that those instructions may not work for our topic of loneliness or loneliness and social media. So the best way to find an article that you will use for the rest of your assignment is to just go to the search bar. So for example, let's go into Credo, and you'll see here is a search bar. So you can simply put in loneliness and social media, and then you will see some articles. You will have to decide which article is really applicable to our topic, but use that search bar. Again, this is slightly different from the instructions in the worksheet, but to find your article, you need to use the search bar. If you're in SIRS, it will have you explore various topics and drill down into those and find an issue and questions, and so forth. But to find the article, you're going to put loneliness and social media in the search bar and then look through those articles. For EBSCOhost, you first have to choose a database before you can search for an article. I recommend master file, and then put in loneliness and social media. Please make sure you restrict your search to a full text. Let me go back so I can do that. Make it full text, and then loneliness and social media, and look through those articles. If you have trouble finding something in EBSCOhost, you can use the restrictions on the side. Maybe the subject would help you if you kind of hone in on that subject, or try slightly different search terms, but that's how you will search for your article in EBSCOhost. Okay, and then when you are in your worksheet, after you found the article, all of them will ask you to write down the APA reference. So that's very important, and then it's going to have you manipulate that a little bit because the reference tool is not quite accurate. So this is all based on the article that you found, not on the one I assigned, but the one you found. In addition, for all of the worksheets, the last section is on the CRAP test. And so you're going to fill in answers to the questions related to how credible your article is. Again, this is the one that you found in your chosen database. Okay, so whether you use the SIRS database, it will again have you explore, do various things, just do what it says. But when it talks about finding an article, remember you'll use that search bar, you'll fill in the reference information as it describes, and then you'll be doing the CRAP test. The same is true for EBSCOhost. So if you look at that assignment, again, you'll see some exploration questions, and then eventually you'll find an article using the method that I showed you, writing down your APA reference, and then going through the CRAP test. All right, when you are all done with your worksheet, if you will, then there's a link here for you to submit that worksheet, and of course make sure it's submitted by the due date. If you have any questions, please let me know.